You may not believe this at first, and that's perfectly okay. The world has taught us to rely on what we can see, touch, and measure, to trust only what our minds can reason and our senses can prove. It's easy to dismiss anything that doesn't fit neatly into that framework. But what if there's something more, something beyond what your eyes can see and what your hands can hold? What if everything you've been told about success and luck is only scratching the surface of a much deeper truth? I know how you feel. I've been there. Frustrated, doubting, wondering if any of this is even possible. It's hard to imagine that a simple change in the way you think could create profound shifts in your life. But that's exactly what happened. The moment I stopped looking outside of myself for answers and started looking within, everything changed. Imagine sitting alone at night, feeling the weight of your struggles, the failures, and the disappointments. It feels like there's no way out, like everything you've tried has led you in circles, and success remains just out of reach. But then, in that stillness, a thought comes to you. It's quiet at first, almost a whisper, but it's powerful. What if the problem isn't out there? What if it's me? That thought alone was the spark that ignited something I couldn't have predicted. What if that one thought, that one moment of realization, was the key to everything? It's not about luck or chasing numbers. It's not about doing more or working harder. It's about tapping into something you already have, the power to change your reality by changing how you see yourself and the world around you. This isn't some abstract idea or new age theory. It's a simple truth that has the potential to reshape everything. And it all starts with a shift in perspective, a decision to stop doubting and start believing that the power to create your own success lies within you. You don't need to rely on external circumstances. You don't need to chase opportunities. You just need to tap into a force that's been waiting for you to notice it. So, stick with me for a moment. I'm about to share with you how a single phrase changed everything for me. It's not some magic trick. It's a truth that's been there all along. And once you understand it, you'll see that the life you've been waiting for is already within your reach. What if you could unlock that reality starting today? Let's dive in and see. You know that feeling when you've put everything you have into something only to watch it fall apart? It's like you're standing there, watching your dreams slip right through your fingers. You've tried so hard, done all the right things, followed the rules, and yet nothing changes. It's exhausting. You start to wonder if the world's just not made for you, or worse, if there's something fundamentally wrong with your efforts. That was me. I'd done everything by the book. Work harder, push through the pain, sacrifice for the future, but no matter how much effort I put in, things didn't move the way I wanted them to. It wasn't that I lacked the desire or the motivation. It was the constant frustration of seeing no results. You might know exactly what I'm talking about, that deep feeling of effort without reward. It's soul-crushing. One night, after another failed attempt, I sat there, overwhelmed with the weight of it all, the pressure of trying, failing, and trying again, only to end up in the same place. And I remember that moment like it was yesterday. I had this sudden, quiet thought that stopped me in my tracks. What if the problem isn't out there? What if it's me? That thought alone was the spark that ignited something I couldn't have predicted. What if that one thought, that one moment of realization was the key to everything? It's not about luck or chasing numbers. It's not about doing more or working harder. It's about tapping into something you already have, the power to change your reality by changing how you see yourself and the world around you. This isn't some abstract idea or new age theory. It's a simple truth that has the potential to reshape everything. And it all starts with a shift in perspective, a decision to stop doubting and start believing that the power to create your own success lies within you. You don't need to rely on external circumstances. You don't need to chase opportunities. You just need to tap into a force that's been waiting for you to notice it. At first, it seemed too simple. How could just changing my internal state really make any difference? After all, the world was still the same. My circumstances didn't change overnight. But something inside told me to trust it, to try something different, even if it didn't make sense. And so I did. That's when everything started to shift. slowly at first, like a faint hum in the background, but I could feel it. The more I focused on changing my inner world, the more the outer world seemed to adjust in response. It wasn't that I had to fight harder or push more. It was that I had to start being the person who had already achieved what I was working toward. The struggle wasn't in trying harder anymore. It was in accepting that I had to become that version of myself before anything outside would reflect the change I sought. It was as if the key to everything I wanted was always within me, but I'd been too focused on the wrong things to see it. That small realization, what if I have to change first, was the spark that began everything. It wasn't about chasing anything anymore. It wasn't about waiting for the right circumstances to fall into place. It was about feeling the change from the inside and knowing, deep down, that everything I desired was already on its way. There's a moment in life when everything you've been striving for feels just out of reach, no matter how hard you try. You've worked, struggled, and believed that effort alone should lead to results, but it doesn't. That was the moment I found the key that unlocked everything. It wasn't some complicated strategy or grand plan. It was a phrase, a simple sentence that changed everything. At first, I didn't believe it would work. It felt almost too easy, too simple. But when I whispered that phrase for the first time, something deep inside me shifted. It wasn't just words coming out of my mouth. It was as if I was declaring a truth that already existed in another realm, one I hadn't yet fully understood. The phrase wasn't magic. It wasn't about forcing the world to bend to my will. It was about aligning with a deeper truth, one that transcended what my eyes could see or what my hands could touch. When I said it, I wasn't speaking to anyone or anything external. I wasn't hoping the universe would hear me and respond. I was speaking to the very essence of who I am, to the part of me that already knows what is possible, to the part of me that knows what's meant for me is already on its way. What happened next was nothing short of miraculous. It wasn't luck. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a simple law that governs everything around us. The law that the inner world must inevitably reflect itself in the outer world. As I repeated that phrase night after night, I could feel the reality I was speaking into existence begin to settle inside me. It wasn't immediate, it wasn't instantaneous, but the more I said it, the more real it felt. And then, little by little, the world around me began to change. Opportunities showed up where there were none before. Doors opened that I didn't even know existed. People appeared, and things I thought were out of reach suddenly felt completely within my grasp. What's most fascinating is that I wasn't doing anything differently on the outside. My circumstances hadn't dramatically shifted yet. I was still in the same place with the same challenges, but something within me had changed. The phrase didn't just shift my words, it shifted my entire state of being. I wasn't trying to force anything to happen. I wasn't pushing for results. I simply started living from a place of knowing. I started believing that I had already achieved what I desired, and it was just a matter of time before it would show up in the world around me. The more I embraced this shift, the more I understood that this was the true power behind the phrase. It wasn't about saying the words, it was about embodying them. It was about stepping into the version of myself who already had what I wanted and feeling that sense of fulfillment as if it were already done. That's when the miracles started to unfold. The universe didn't need to be convinced. The world didn't need to change for me to succeed. I needed to change first, and once I did, everything began to align. It was as if the very fabric of reality had been waiting for me to realize my own power, to finally see that the life I desired was already waiting for me to claim it. The phrase didn't just bring material success. It brought a deeper understanding, a sense of peace and certainty. It wasn't just about achieving a goal. It was about aligning with who I truly am and stepping into a life that already felt like it had been created just for me. What if I told you the key to transforming your life isn't in doing more, working harder, or trying to manipulate the external world? What if the true secret lies in a simple yet powerful shift inside you? The world around you is a reflection of your inner state, and when you change how you feel about yourself and your desires, everything else follows. It all starts with feeling. I know it sounds too simple, right? But it's the heart of every change you wish to see. You've probably heard people say, fake it till you make it, but I'm telling you, don't just fake it, feel it. Really feel the emotion of already having what you desire. When you do this, you stop chasing results, and instead, you become the result. Think about it. Every time you focus on what's missing in your life, every time you tell yourself you're not enough or that success is out of reach, that's the energy you're feeding the universe. And guess what? The universe mirrors back exactly what you're feeling. It's not about repeating affirmations mechanically. It's about feeling every word as if it's already true. This isn't just about wishful thinking. It's about living in the state of having. Imagine that you've already achieved your dream, whether it's financial freedom, a loving relationship, or success in your career. Close your eyes and feel it. See it in your mind's eye and feel the excitement, the joy, the peace, the relief. Feel the weight of success in your hands. When you do this, you are no longer trying to create your reality. You're stepping into it. And the moment you align with that feeling, you begin to shift your internal energy. The feeling of already being successful, already being abundant, already being loved, those emotions are the most powerful catalysts for change. The more you feel them, the more real they become to you. And soon your external reality starts rearranging itself to match the truth you've created within. But here's the catch. Your mind will fight this. It will remind you of your past, your failures, your doubts. The mind wants to keep you in what's familiar, even if that's a state of struggle. But when you push past that resistance and focus on how it feels to already have what you want, that's when the magic happens. The mind can only hold you back if you allow it. You have the power to decide what's real for you. And when you choose to feel the emotions of already having it, the mind has no choice but to follow. This is where most people get stuck. They say the words but don't feel them. They repeat their affirmations and wonder why nothing changes. But it's the emotional shift that makes the difference. When you feel the reality of your desires, when you live in the vibration of already having it, your entire being starts to align with that state of being. The universe then has no choice but to reflect that back to you. So stop waiting for something outside of you to change. Begin by shifting how you feel about yourself and your dreams. The moment you align with the feeling of already being who you want to become, the world begins to shift in response. It's not about trying harder, it's about embodying the feeling of success, abundance, and peace. That's the power of feeling, and it's the key to unlocking everything you've ever wanted. You've probably heard it before. You need to believe in yourself. But what does that actually mean? It's not just about saying it or wishing for it. True belief comes from a deep, unwavering conviction that the outcome you desire is already yours. The magic isn't in the words you repeat, it's in the feeling you pour into those words. That's where real power lies. Think about it. Every time you say something, you're not just vocalizing an idea. You're activating something much deeper, something your subconscious can't ignore. The feeling you attach to those words becomes your reality. It's not enough to just repeat a phrase and hope something changes. You must believe it as if it's already true. You must live as though you've already received what you desire. When you first start, it may feel like you're just going through the motions. You repeat the words, but they don't feel real. Yet with each repetition, something begins to shift. Slowly, you start to feel that the words aren't just empty sounds. They begin to resonate with your very being. The more you say them, the more real they become to you, not just in your mind, but in your soul.
you start to see the world differently. You stop looking at it as a place that's resisting you, and instead, you see it as something that's already aligned with your desires.
This isn't a quick fix. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with each day that passes, you're reshaping your internal world. And as your inner world transforms, so does your outer world. It's the law of the universe. What you believe on the inside must be reflected on the outside. That's the power of repetition combined with faith. Every time you say that phrase, you're laying down the foundation for your new reality, brick by brick. Faith, in this context, isn't about blind hope. It's the absolute certainty that what you desire is already on its way. It's the knowing that your words and feelings are shaping your experience. With repetition, that faith deepens. What once felt like a hopeful wish becomes a factual reality in your mind. You no longer have to convince yourself, you simply know. And that knowing is the key. In the beginning, your mind may fight you. It may tell you that nothing has changed, that you're just wasting your time. But that's just resistance. It's the old patterns, the old beliefs trying to hold you back. The key is to push through that resistance with love and conviction. Love for yourself and trust in the process. Because the more you persist, the more your internal world shifts. And as that shift happens, the external world can't help but follow suit. What's happening is simple, yet profound. You're training your subconscious to accept a new reality. You're teaching it to believe in the possibilities that once seemed impossible. As your faith grows, so does your ability to see the evidence of your transformation. You'll start noticing small shifts, opportunities that weren't there before, people who come into your life offering support, situations that align with your desires. These aren't coincidences. These are the results of your inner transformation. It's not about forcing anything. It's about aligning with what you already know to be true. With each repetition, with each deepening of faith, your inner world becomes more and more aligned with the reality you're creating. And when that happens, everything around you will shift to reflect that new truth. Stay patient. Keep repeating. Keep believing. Every moment spent in this state of inner knowing brings you one step closer to the life you've always dreamed of. And the more you practice this, the more natural it will feel. The world will catch up, just as it always does. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your emotions, and your belief system. When you let go of the need for validation, you open yourself up to the possibility of change without fear or resistance. You stop doubting yourself and start stepping into the person you know you can be. You move from wondering if it's possible to knowing it's already done. It's about shifting from the mindset of someone who's waiting for the right circumstances to align to someone who's creating their circumstances with unwavering belief. This belief becomes a force, and it attracts everything you need to make your desires a reality. The outer world will always reflect what's happening within you, and when you let go of doubt, you'll see opportunities, synchronicities, and results unfold in ways you never thought possible. So next time doubt creeps in, don't resist it. Instead, acknowledge it, but don't give it power. You've already got everything you need inside of you. Just believe. Believe in yourself and in the truth that your desires are already on their way to you. Let go of the need to question and instead feel the certainty that it's done. That's how real change happens. What if I told you that everything around you, the people, the situations, the opportunities, are all responding to one thing: your inner state of being? Imagine that every thought, every belief you hold is sending out a signal to the world, and that signal is being echoed right back at you. What if your reality is not something that happens to you, but something that is created by you, from the inside out? We're all conditioned to think that the world we see is the world we get, that our circumstances dictate our success, our happiness, and our future. But what if I told you that it's actually the other way around? That the world outside is merely a reflection of your inner world, mirroring the beliefs you hold about yourself, your possibilities, and your place in the universe. Here's the truth. The outer world doesn't create the inner. The inner world creates the outer. When you change the way you see yourself, when you truly believe in your worth and in your power, the universe has no choice but to respond. It's not about waiting for the world to change first. It's about shifting your inner reality to align with the life you want to experience. Imagine this. You've decided that you want to achieve something monumental in your life, something that seems far out of reach. Maybe it's financial abundance, or love, or success. You begin by repeating affirmations, by imagining your goal coming to life. But then, as you look around, nothing seems to have shifted. It's easy to feel like the universe isn't listening, that your efforts are in vain. But here's where most people go wrong. They think the change is external, that they have to make something happen out there before they can truly believe it's possible. But that's not how it works. The real shift happens inside. When you align with the belief that your desire is already done, when you feel it as though it's already real, that's when the universe begins to respond. It's not about waiting for evidence or signs. It's about living from the end, as if the success, the abundance, the love, whatever it is you seek, is already a part of your reality. It's about stepping into the version of yourself who has already achieved what you desire, embodying that state of being every single day. When you feel that you are already the person who has what they want, the outer world will shift to match that vibration. Things will begin to align in ways that feel almost magical. Opportunities will appear. Doors will open wide. People will come into your life who resonate with your new energy. But it all starts within you. This isn't about forcing the world to change. It's about letting go of the struggle and trusting that the universe is already on your side, waiting for you to align with your desires. The moment you stop trying to make things happen and start believing that it's already done, the universe has no choice but to mirror that belief back to you. The universe will respond to the feeling behind your thoughts, to the energy you're putting out into the world. You see, the universe isn't some distant force that needs to be persuaded or convinced. It's simply responding to the energy you are putting out. When you feel in your heart that your success is inevitable, when you embody the feelings of already having what you desire, the universe starts to rearrange itself to bring that reality to you. It's not about chasing anything anymore. It's about becoming the person who already has it all. When you shift your inner world, the outer world has no choice but to follow suit. So ask yourself, what are you truly believing about yourself, about your future, about your possibilities? What do you feel deep down is possible for you? The universe is listening. It's always listening, and it's ready to respond. All you have to do is align your inner world with the reality you want to create. Most people spend their lives chasing after what they want. Success, love, money, peace. It's a constant pursuit, as if what we desire is always just out of reach. We think that once we find the right path or unlock the right formula, everything will finally fall into place. But here's the truth. It's not about chasing after what you want. It's about realizing that what you want is already yours. The shift happens when you stop seeking and start knowing. You stop looking for what you believe you lack and begin embodying the reality that it's already done. The moment you step into the knowing that everything you desire is already yours, something incredible happens. Your whole world starts to shift. No longer do you operate from a place of lack or need. You act from a place of having, of already being the person who holds what they desire. This isn't about waiting for the universe to deliver. It's about claiming the truth that everything you want already exists within you. The law of attraction doesn't work because you're attracting something new. It works because you're aligning with what already is. Your desire, your success, your happiness, and your abundance, they've been available to you all along. But here's the key. You must become the person who already has it. You have to step into that identity fully and completely. The person you need to become is not some future version of yourself. It's the version of you that already exists, the one who is already living the life you're dreaming of. And when you step into that identity, the outer world starts to mirror that shift. Imagine waking up every day knowing that everything you desire is already at reach and that it's only a matter of time before it materializes. You stop scrambling, stop grasping at things that seem elusive because you know that what you want isn't something you have to chase anymore. You've already embodied the version of yourself that's aligned with your desires. The external world simply has no choice but to match that energy. This transformation is subtle but powerful. It's not about forcing anything to happen. It's about aligning your inner world with your outer world so that they finally match. When you stop fighting against what is, when you stop trying to control everything around you, the magic happens. You start seeing synchronicities, doors that were once closed open wide, opportunities you never thought possible start falling into your lap. The power has always been in you. But too many people spend their lives looking outside themselves for validation, for confirmation, for something to make them feel worthy or enough. What if you could stop waiting for permission to step into your greatness? What if you could stop seeking approval and instead just be the version of yourself that already has what you desire? This is the final transformation, shifting from a seeker constantly looking for answers to a creator, fully aligned with your truth. When you embrace the role of the creator, you realize that nothing is out of your control. The world is merely a reflection of the inner world you have created for yourself. As you step into the knowing that it is already done, everything around you begins to align with that belief. The process becomes effortless because you are no longer trying to make something happen. You are simply allowing what is already yours to unfold naturally. And when it does, you'll find that the life you've always wanted was never far from you. It was within you all along.